Tim Kelly has been one of the feel-good stories of 2018. Drafted at pick 24 in last year's national draft, Kelly has stunned the football world with one of the best first seasons in recent times. This year, Kelly averaged an impressive 23 disposals, 4 clearances, 4 tackles and a goal a game to take out the Players Association award for Best First Year Player. His immediate success at the Cats has prompted many within football circles to question why Kelly wasn't drafted until he was 23 years old, and in particular, how the WA clubs could have let him slip through their grasp. Firstly, it's important to remember that Kelly had been overlooked by every club in the league until last year, not just West Coast and Fremantle, although for the sake of argument we'll allow this point some latitude. The simple answer to why he was overlooked is that he wasn't good enough. In 2014, Kelly had a breakout season in the Waffle, finishing runner-up in South Fremantle's Best and Fairest. However, he still had aspects of his game that needed improvement, notably his foot skills and his ability to generate inside 50s. He then backed up this breakout year with 2 underwhelming seasons in 2015 and 16, where he averaged under 20 possessions a game. Was he worth a punt for an AFL side at this stage? Possibly, but he was still considered a speculative prospect at best. It wasn't until 2017 where he genuinely made a name for himself, with his output jumping to an average of 26 possessions and 5 inside 50s a game. He also booted 26 goals that year, after booting just 9 the year before. When Tim Kelly kicked 7 goals and amassed 35 possessions against rivals East Fremantle, it was clear to everyone that he was destined to play AFL. So, how did Kelly slip past the 2 WA clubs? Well, Fremantle had traded out of the second round of the draft, and were never going to truly consider Kelly with pick 2 and 5. West Coast, on the other hand, had traded in a multitude of second rounders, and with Kelly tipped to go in the mid to late 20s of the draft, they appear set to pounce on the 23-year-old. It is widely believed that West Coast had been considering drafting Lark medalist Oscar Allen with their first selection at 13, and so when Allen was still available at pick 21, the Eagles evidently could not overlook him, and decided to take the risk and attempt to draft Kelly at pick 26. As we know, this didn't eventuate, and the Cats pounced on Kelly at pick 24. So I guess the next logical question to ask is, was this a wise move by West Coast? It's important to acknowledge that Kelly, while being an absolute revelation, is a mature-bodied player, and therefore comparisons to 18-year-olds of the same draft class is likely a pointless exercise. On the one hand, Kelly is a ready-made talent that could have played a major role in West Coast premiership tilt in 2018. This may have been a more useful short-term benefit as opposed to a skinny key position prospect. On the other hand, the talent that Oscar Allen exudes is obvious, and between he and Jared Brander, West Coast look to have consolidated their spine for the next decade. The other factor I feel that lets the West Australian teams off the hook is that it's the worst kept secret that Kelly will be seeking a trade home to WA in the near future. So while Fremantle and West Coast decided to look elsewhere for their talent last year, one of them may just end up with Tim Kelly anyway. What do you think? Did the 2 WA clubs make a mistake in not drafting Kelly? Comment below your thoughts, and as always, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you.